Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, never have I ever been so concerned for a character like I was this week, but thank God everything seemingly worked out and well, not everything, because of course not everything can work out in this show, seeing how there's an evil mama on the loose. But yeah, what we get this week's episode in The Promised Neverland, I, man, I like, I just don't even know what to say sometimes with this show, because it's at this point now where there's not much that needs to be said, because we can see clearly almost exactly where this is going to go towards the end. But the thing about this first episode is everybody that was seemingly in the dark was completely playing along and just was somehow more clever than even the older kids seemingly. And now we know exactly why it seems like the older kids were the ones making some very irresponsible choices when it came down to just overall um, getting out of there. So what I'm saying by that is when we see um, Norman and Emma go into the sister's room, like that seems like a pretty like non-intelligent move, or like a move that's made out of pure instinct. So it's those types of things that have such a good payoff later on. Later on, uh, and that's what makes this so good. That's what made this so much like fun in general, because not only was somebody going to get hurt, someone was going to get hurt as Emma or Norman, because they had to remove the tracking devices from their bodies, including since Mama has been tricked this whole entire episode to believe that they're both completely given up. They're both done with it all. They're both ready to just be shipped off, and Emma might even be ready to become a mother. That's how the mama is kind of reading. Well, not. I don't think she was reading the direction or reading uh, that Emma wanted to be a mom after the incident, or just the way she kept still acting after the whole point. I mean, it just kind of shows you that if she believed that Emma was just going to cave in and do exactly as she has done as a kid, it kind of shows you what type of mentality she was probably dealing with, or that she had towards even her own fellow like younger kids that she was growing up with, that maybe there just wasn't that type of connection that she has uh, with all the kids right now, seeing how just the thought of um, getting some of these kids out of here was pretty good for her, but at the same time, the Norman thing still feels a little off-putting. Like they they didn't show much of what happened to the girl with the bunny, besides that she got bodied. Like they just were like, yeah, she literally had her whole entire, seemingly now that we know from the mama, had her whole entire brain sucked out. And I think the brain is what makes the flower red or something. It's getting weird. And the only reason why I say brain is because in this week's episode, we literally hear um, Mama say, "If as long as I can save Ray right now and get his brain, I should be okay." Like that was her main concern about Ray being on fire, burning to death, was if she can get his brain out of a torn up, burnt up body. So yeah, that truly gave me the information I kind of needed to know on why the kids are so valuable. Not to mention why put them through all these vigorous tests and stuff. And it's pretty much to see which one of the brains are going to function the best, or which one's already the best through testing and stuff like that, I guess. So that's one thing that kind of has been answered now that we know what the alien or monsters even want from the kids in general. Um, Now we just have to kind of figure out what all will be the problem with this escape. So Ray pretty much was always planning to off himself. Seemingly, maybe he wasn't always planning on doing it, and then I think hearing that there's a cliff over there probably helped more than not to make him make the decision to probably off himself and just burn himself to death. So I wanted to say that it was well done. It's just it felt way unexpected. I mean, after you spend 12 years figuring out a plan, and your plan was just to burn yourself alive, like like that doesn't. I don't know. That just seems kind of idiotic to me. I understand if you wanted to do it for the sake of Norman and everybody escaping and stuff like that, but I mean, the way it came off, it just didn't sound like that, and that's what I'm really afraid for when it comes down to Ray, because he's kind of a idiot, but at the same time, he was doing all this study and all this grinding just so his brain would be top shelf and he would be picked. So, yeah, guys, I am honestly very concerned about where this is gonna go in general, but at the same time, um, you kind of just have to take it with a grain of salt, because with Ray doing this and having that crazy thought process or whatever, we get to see that he's not just you know everybody's he's not just the same person that everybody kind of expects him to be, and they all probably expected him to want to escape by himself, if anything, like he just at least wanted to live and get out. He's been planning this for a long time, but to see him being the first person to notice that maybe not everybody is there was another telling point of how far he's probably come after meeting Norman and Emma and seeing what they're like as people, and wanting to at least better himself. And I think that's why the him killing himself was unpredicted, because that's not something either Ray, Emma would do, and it seems like he wants to be relatively closer to what they're doing than himself, just by how he started to um, understand that Emma wouldn't budge if certain things were her certain criterias weren't met, and so he learned to work around it. He learned to do stuff that would make her happy, and she wouldn't be angry that he's trying to leave people. And to think that he is either remembering that that all the kids are not here either for his own sake, in the sense of, if Emma notices late and they're already put the planks over the wall, she's gonna go back, hands down. She's going back for that kid. And I think he wants to notice these things because of Emma, and because of how far she's already gone, and actually tricked Ray. She's fooled Ray and Mama at the same time, by acting the way she was acting. So that's the type of thing that she has going for her, and I think Ray would never want to pass that up by letting himself be the one who's left and not her. So course, he's going to probably be the one to go back for this kid, and maybe even be the one to kind of jump on Mama and maybe try to hold her steal or something to get the opportunity to even fight back and get away, because I can't see any way for them to get out of this the way that Emma would want to, and I don't see her being like, oh, well, it's only one kid, so screw it, let's just enjoy our time and never think about him. I mean, and to be fair, this kid, this kid, man, he's like the one that's always been on Mama's side regardless of everything. I feel like he wasn't even like crying when Norman was leaving. He was just like, oh, well, I mean, at least I get to chill with Mom. Like, Norman's gonna go have his own mom, Like, he just didn't care. He was just a mama's boy. And now it's kind of making a lot of sense for him to still be there. Why would he go against someone that he might believe in more than he believes in the other kids? So that's just a really good story writing part on their part for making us notice how much he cared for her and how much he would stay around her regardless of not being out there playing with the other kids and stuff like that, and that the other kids were told of the plan, and he may have heard it and may have not even cared of what they were talking about. So it's just how it goes. But of course, Ray might have to be the one to sacrifice himself to make it for Emma to not be the one to do it, because she will do it in a drop of a hat. So we'll see. Next week is going to be so crazy. I'm pretty sure we're going to know exactly who's going to either pay, or if they actually go through with the unthinkable, the unthoughtable, going without a kid. Like, just saying it sounds funny because it doesn't sound possible. So, yeah, we're definitely going to see interesting development on that. So with that being said, my anime people, if you guys are excited for that, make sure you guys subscribe and drop a like. Your boy, the Anime J, will be here making the daily content as I can, and I hope you guys enjoyed. With all that being said, though, I will talk to you guys very soon. I got another video I'm going to drop later today, so I hope you enjoy that, and I will talk to you in the next one. Alright, my anime people, I will talk to you later tonight because I got to take care of some business. But I was gonna say, we got a lot of animes coming very, very soon, so make sure you guys are always letting me know exactly what you guys are into or upcoming shows that you want to watch, and I'll make sure to either look into it and see what it's like, and if it's cool, I'll probably be talking about it, and I want your opinion on all the stuff we talk about on the channel. So, with that, peace.